All right, let's jump right into this. Welcome to our explainer. Today we're doing a really high-density, totally exhaustive deep dive into one of the most profound, deeply coded secrets of ancient Lurianic Kabbala and the Zohar. We are unpacking Ruach Abba, the inheritance of the spirit. But, we aren't just going to look at this as some abstract piece of ancient mysticism. We're actually going to decode the whole thing using a modern systems engineering framework. Yeah, we're talking about intergenerational data streams, corrupted base code, and what is essentially the ultimate cosmic system restore. So if you've ever wondered exactly how generational traits, both the pure light and those deeply shadowed flaws, pass down through a family line, and way more importantly, how to actually patch those flaws, well, you are absolutely in the right place. Here is our roadmap for this chapter. We'll start with the spiritual data stream, then look at the system architecture of Sephirot, followed by corrupting the source code, Teshuvah as system restore, and finally, cosmic engineering and upgrades. So, let's kick things off with part 1, the spiritual data stream. To really translate these ancient Zoharic texts into a modern framework, I want you to literally visualize this in your mind like a massive, cinematic 4K holographic projection. Just picture a luminous, living current of energy with the ancient text called Ruach, connecting a father and a son. This isn't just some vague emotional bond, okay? It's a brilliant, continuously flowing stream of spiritual electricity passed across time. And at its very origin, this stream is completely clear. It's radiant, just absolutely pulsating with the raw potential of life. And that brings us to our core definition for today, Ruach Abba, which translates literally to the spirit of the Father. I think we can understand this best through a tech analogy. The soul isn't just a glowing blob of mystical energy. It is a massive, highly complex, intergenerational data transfer. When a child is brought into this world, they are receiving an initial, massive download of clean base code from the parent. It is a highly structured inheritance of spiritual data passed seamlessly down across generational systems. Moving right along to Section 2, System Architecture of Sephirot. So how exactly does all this data compile? Well, it actually requires these exact 5 Sephirotic steps to create a human life. First up, we've got Chokmah. This is your source imprint, basically the raw seed of the data. Second is Bina, the formation stage, where that raw, unfiltered data actually gets structured into a viable, working file. Third, we have Tiferet, the harmonization process, which balances all those energies to make the life force stable. Fourth is Yesod, literally the transmission channel. Think of it as the routing protocol that actively pushes the data downward. And finally, Malkut, the manifested avatar, the physical, tangible reality of the child being born into this world. Literally every single piece of spiritual inheritance runs through this exact, precise architecture. Now here's where things get intense. Section 3, Corrupting the Source Code. What happens when this pristine, incredibly pure data stream gets compromised? The text actually contrasts 2 very different states. On one side, we've got the pure Ruach, that clean system code we were just talking about. But on the flip side, the Zohar introduces this concept of Ruach Misaba, the spirit of impurity. I want you to think of this quite literally as malware or a virus in the system. When a person operates out of alignment with the text we traditionally refer to as sin or error, they aren't just making a temporary mistake. They are actually downloading corrupt generational code straight into their spiritual network. Visually, imagine our cinematic data stream shifting colors right before your eyes. That pure, luminous light we pictured earlier suddenly flashes with this deep, corrupted red. In this system, red represents the severe judgments, the shadows of impurity, and all the distortions introduced by human error. You've got a massive system vulnerability, and the glitch has successfully penetrated the data transfer. To really anchor this, listen to this incredibly authoritative text straight from the Zohar, Part 1. The spirit of impurity rests upon the world and draws upon the hands of man. I mean, this proves that this glitch is not just a poetic metaphor, it's an ancient, undeniable metaphysical reality. The actions of the parents, their uncorrected flaws, literally become a distortion in the Ruach Abba. They are passing on a spiritual inheritance that now, unfortunately, contains bugs. Which brings us perfectly to the number 2. Now, the number 2 here represents the binary parent-child transmission vector. Because the whole system relies on this 2-node transfer, parent to child, it shows you exactly how easily, how quickly these bugs transfer across the network. Whatever malware exists in node 1 is automatically compiled and seamlessly transmitted right into node 2 during that initial Sephirotic download. But there is effects. Let's look at Section 4, Teshuvah as system restore. If we just stopped the explainer right there, it'd be a pretty grim picture of inescapable generational bugs. But the Kabbalists reveal the ultimate resolution, Teshuvah. Now, this is usually translated simply as repentance, but the texts reveal it to be vastly more mechanical than that. Honestly, think of the Sephirot of Bina as the ultimate cosmic IT department. When you initiate Teshuvah, you aren't just saying you're sorry. You are literally submitting a root-level support ticket to trigger a massive system-wide patch for your corrupted code. Imagine our visual scene again. The red warning lights cease. That corrupted, deep red stream undergoes this stunning visual shift, just flooding with a brilliant, blindingly luminous white light. This is the returning light. It's the purification protocol. White represents the completely unblemished mercy and cleansing power of Bina, washing all the way down through the channels, patching the corrupted code, and fundamentally purifying those inherited flaws. And to truly understand the sheer scale of this protocol, we have to look at the number 10. A true Teshuvah system restore doesn't just isolate and fix one single file. Now, it realigns the entire architecture across all 10 Sephirot. It goes all the way up to the highest crown of the system and cascades all the way down, executing a total, complete, systemic overhaul of the soul's hardware and software alike. Which brings us to Section 5, Cosmic Engineering and Upgrades. So how do we actually apply these dense mechanics to our daily lives? Well, think of human life as this massive, multi-generational video game. You start off as player 1, and you absolutely inherit the baseline stats and, yes, the baseline bugs from all the previous characters, your parents and your ancestors. You might start with some serious glitches in your code, but the absolute secret of Ruach Shandaba is that you possess admin rights. You have the ability to run the error correction protocol, defeat the malware, and literally become a cleansed avatar, actively upgrading the data stream for whoever comes next in line. And this isn't just a fun analogy. It's backed up by this incredibly dense Lejurian text from the Gate of Intentions. It says, Teshuvah elevates the person and reaches the throne of glory, which is the higher mother called Teshuvah. Reaching the throne is the ultimate system override. By doing this work, you don't just fix your own earthly life, you are elevating your entire spiritual network all the way up to the highest motherboard of existence. So here is your rapid-fire actionable sequence to execute this cosmic engineering in your own generational line. First, identify the inherited bugs in your Ruach, like what cycles just keep repeating in your family. Second, initiate the Teshuvah protocol through sincere, deep realignment. Third, consciously elevate your intent to access Binah, the higher mother. Fourth, let the spiritual error correction actually run its course through your daily actions. And finally, restore the stream's integrity for both yourself and your descendants. Wrapping up with Section 6, Journey Through the Pardes. We have honestly covered an immense amount of ground today, but the ultimate takeaway is this. You are not just the helpless victim of your ancestral code. You are literally the lead developer of your future lineage. So what malware are you going to patch today? Thank you for joining us for this complete journey through the Pardes. We hope these ancient truths help you and your family improve your own dimensions this week. If you enjoyed this full chapter deep dive, please like, subscribe, and share which part of the journey touched your soul in the comments. We'll see you in the next chapter.